Yeah. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So yesterday we discussed like how the front end back end both working together, and today we will going to start. We are going to create this backend server, and we are going to create the front end also, and we will see like how like few components are inside the backend and inside the front end. Few components means there is a, we discussed yesterday, there is a router. So let's suppose in case of client, they will request to the server, okay, I need the product list, I need to log in. So in that case they will use these routes to make request to the server, and the server internally process the data, and it will interact with the database. And the communications between the server and the client and the server will go like the data will be in format of JSON. Okay, it can be array of objects, or it can be one simple object. So this was the yesterday discussions. So today discussions, before we are going to fully development, like to start with our coding, we have to know few things. So those are really important to know the concepts. Okay, so like in case of front end, so as now I can I am at excalibur.com. So this is one web page, correct? This is one screen, and there will be, let's suppose when I'm browsing to Flipkart or Amazon, so whenever I am clicking any of the links, you can see here, like whenever I click this, it is going to a screen, like you can see my brand. So all the things, all the the links you can see here, those are clickable, we can navigate to a screens. So the front end is consist of some screens and pages. So that, okay, so the front end is having some screens, and we have to manage, like whenever we click on the screen, it should go to the another screen. Let's suppose when I will click on login, the login page should render, correct? So there will be multiple screens in the project. Let's suppose in case of this e-commerce site, there's a cart, there is a spirit. Okay, hello everyone, those join now. So we just started with the sessions, and we all know, like yesterday we discussed these things, the front end back end things. So today we are discussing uh, the few components of the front end and the back end. So those are we are going to develop in this session. So I was discussing about the screens. So we have to see, we are going to see like how we can navigate from one screen to another screen, and there will be components. Okay, like small like we can we can see this category of the mobile. So this is one component, and this is one component. Like you can see these are a lot of products, the mobile products. So when we don't need to create multiple same UI for all the product, what they usually do, we will develop one component, and dynamically the content of the component will be changing. Okay, so these things we are going to know, like how the the how we create the component, and how the data inside will change. Okay, so this is called component, and then as we will be routing to different screens, we have to send few data. Let's suppose when I'm clicking this mobile phone, correct? Let me, okay, when I will click on this mobile phone, and you can see it's coming to the list of Motorola mobile devices, and when I click this device, then the the details of this mobile phone displayed here. So for that, you can see it is taking the parameter like Motorola S14, the name of the product Nebula, and this is called one slug. Okay, so they have make one unique name for all the product. This is called slugify. Okay, to identify each product they have done like this. and it is taking, whenever we just clicked from here any product, then it is taking few parameter in the URL. Okay, so this parameter is called routing parameter. So that we are going to see like how we can send the routing parameter from one screen to another. First of all, the front end is going to be on a React, that all we know, and the backend is Node.js. Okay, and yeah, to design the components, as I said, like there will be few components, like all the things are, all the whatever we can see, we call this as component. So these components, we are going to see like how we are going to design it. So to design all the components, we will be using ant design. So there is a framework called ant design, like it's a kind of modern UI things we can do by using HTML and CSS. But you can see now the the website, everything like has been changed. It's kind of rich element concept they are using, so it's kind of looking more modern. So this is one modern framework, UI framework, that we are going to use. Okay, and yeah, there will be of course the HTML and CSS. We can use it to the ant design. It provides few components. Let me go to ant design, and you can see this is ant design. Okay, and when I click on the button, they provide this kind of button. These all things they are providing. So let's suppose we want some customized button, so we can apply the CSS on top of this button according to our requirement. Okay, so then props, like if we want to send data between the components, there will be few parameter we will be sending through the props, through the components, that is called props. So those parameter we are sending between the screen are called the routing parameter, and those we will be sending the data between the components are called the props. And there is a concept called state that we are going to discuss later, because this is a bit more advanced things. We are going to discuss this later. And this is React Router DOM. We will be using this plugin to navigate between the screens. Okay, so these are the all front-end concepts, and this front-end is going to communicate with the backend. We are going to create the backend server, and the project that I have developed, we are going to visit like how we have created the route controllers, everything we are going to see. So the communications like will happen through the REST API, the JSON. As this format, this is called JSON format. Okay, so whenever the front end will ask, let's suppose in this case, whenever I clicked on the product on the Motorola, it displayed me the list of Motorola devices. So that is taking few parameter and asking the server, okay, hey server, give me the list of Motorola devices. Then the backend will process internally the data, and there will be one database. The database again return back the data to the server, then the server will return back to the client. So this is the behind the scene will go on. But for the users, they only know about this. Okay, they are not aware of these things, the behind the scene what is going on, they are not aware of this. Yeah, so like the components we have in front end, few components are also in the back end also. Like we have routing also, like when we develop any backend, in backend there will be lot of routes. A route means, let's suppose in the there is a project, there can be the user can log in. Let's suppose in this case Flipkart. So Flipkart, the user can log in here, so that is one route. They can register here and they can see the the categories. This is one route, and this is the carousel, like the slider. This is one route which will changing all the time. So this data, now you can see the big billion cell is going on. So these are the all coming from the backend. We can configure it from the backend. It will dynamically change, and this also, like everything. So all the things like in the backend they have developed as few routing, like the path. So let's suppose when I, in this case, when I want to log in, so the internally they might be using some base URL. Let's suppose this is, if this is the base URL, there will be one path called login. So there we will pass the email ID and password to authenticate the user, and the same will be like this for the to register the user, like this. So all the functionality they have, you know all are separated into few paths. These are called the routing. So the routing will be both in the front end and the back end. So in case of front end, the routing is using for to navigate between the screens, and for the back end, to to switch between different controllers, we use routing. So each controller is doing some work. Like the controller, it can be used for login, it can be used for register, it can be used to fetch all the products, categories, everything. And there is a middleware. Okay, we are going to discuss about middleware. So middleware between, between the request, let's suppose when the front end is making request to the back end, there will be another concept called the middleware. Okay, so this middleware, why it is used? Because let's suppose few API logins, like few data, they want to make it, just give me 1 minute. So between the front end and back end, so this is the middleware. Let's suppose I logged in, and whenever I am going to see my profile, I can see my profile, correct? I cannot see other user profile. And if I'm going to share this link also, you cannot see my profile. So this is the the protected page. Like internally, the API that is using, that is protected. Okay, to see my profile, like internally Flipkart is using some API, so which is getting my data, that will be only that I can only see. Okay, in that case, the middleware will check. It will tell, the front end will see, like when we log in, some token will given by the backend, and that backend then will verify. uh,
There is one question from Darshan.
yeah. I'm just checking that. Yeah.
In backend, is each API a controller? Question mark. Or is it something common for all APIs?
Yeah, in backend, actually, for all the feature, we'll create different routes. Then internally, the routes will be using the controllers. Okay. And for the language, some is asked what language we use in middleware. Of course, we will be using Node.js. Okay. So to develop the controller, the route, and the middleware, we will be using Node.js for the backend. Okay. So I'm just going brief about these things, because all like if you guys will having this idea, then it will be easier for working. Okay. So yeah, so this is the middleware. Like middleware will be check something. Okay, this user is it authenticated? Let's suppose when I will make, when I will go to my profile, the this screen internally will be using one API, and that API will check, is the user authenticated? If is authenticated, then there will be one token. Okay, when there is a concept called JSON web token, we are going to discuss it in later. So that case, like the token will having the user ID, so all the users will be stored in a database, and all the users will be having some ID to identify the users. We will be using the ID. So let's suppose when we log in, the ID will be attached to the token, and the backend will check, okay, is this user authenticated? And if authenticated, it will look for the ID, for the user ID. Then the user ID will be search in the, there might be some users table, and the users table, it will look for the ID. Let's suppose this is my ID, and this ID, when it will look for this ID will have the name, the email, what like these things will be there. Like whatever you want, you can store. So these things, the ID will be matched to this, and the all the information will be fetched from the database, and the backend will send a response back to the front end. And then finally the front end job is to just render the information those are fetched from the backend. Okay. And yeah, the same thing like the data passing. As we know, like the client has to send some data. Let's suppose I want to log in, I have to send my email ID and password, and how the data will be passed from the client to the server, that we are going to see. That is called data passing between the client and the server. And of course we have to connect to the database, like this server also we are going to create, and this server need to connect with the database. That also we are going to see like how we can connect our Node.js backend application to the MongoDB database. And these are few plugins. Yesterday we discussed about npm.js, correct? So this is the repository management. Like here we will taking few plugins like Mongos for the database connection and Express.js to create the server. These things we are going to use to connect the with the database and to create this backend server. And there will be models. There will be models also, like the user in case of MongoDB, we think this as a model. Like we cannot directly interact with the database, we will be interacting with the model. We will create the object for that collection, and we will be using this model to store the data, retrieve the data. So whatever database operation, like I want to insert one data, so I will take the model. So there will be model called users, and I will just use the command save, and I will pass my data like my name. So it will take object like my name, it will take my name, then my email, and it will do some operation, and it will save the data. Okay, so this way, like this functionality, like there will be some function, this called a function. This function will be provided by Mongos. We will use Mongos to create the to connect to the database and to create the model also. Once the models will be created, we will be using these models to do the database operations. And there will be controllers to write our business logic. And there will be routing only will be some path. And when the routing when the path will be created, internally the routing will use the controllers. In the controllers there will be the business logic. Maybe I want to save the user, I want to verify the user, I want to delete the user. Okay, so these are the things. So before we are going to code, I want few feedbacks from you guys. Like yesterday I shared few videos. Did you guys went through the videos? Have you watched?
Yes, sir. To some,
Yes. Yes, Roman.
sir, this thing Node.js.
Yeah. So you watched Node.js?
Sir, the Node.js basically I've tried to install in my laptop. Only the
Mhm.
first basic thing, sir. That's it. Like how the project works. There were 4 videos. So first video to some extent I watched it, sir.
Okay. So you watched the first video, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And have you watched for the React video?
Uh, no, sir, not that React video, sir. Only the first Node.js video and like Node.js JavaScript thing, and I have tried to install it in my PC, sir.
Like, did you started creating the project? Have you created the project and created the server?
Not it, sir. I was about to, sir, but there were some like permission issues in the PC. So,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Understood. Understood. Okay. Anyone? Som, Sunil, Asprit, Pavan, Sunit, Arpit, Binay, Prathamesh. Anyone? Have you tried? Hello? I didn't. Oh, really? You were not in the group? Some? Okay. You are in the group. Still, you didn't receive the link?
No, I have shared with all the email ID. So can you
Understood.
please check your email? If not, I will share in this chat right now.
Okay then. So those might have received the links. It's good. Still, don't worry. Like we are going to, start. I'm going to give you one demo now, right now. So if everyone has have everyone done with the setup? Like setup means everyone must have the Node.js, correct? The runtime environment. Okay, Darshan has, and Roman you have. Okay, and Arpit have one.
Sir, setup.
Yes, yes.
Sir, can you once again show like how to do it, sir? Yesterday's sessions, right, sir?
Yes, yes. Like only to install the Node.js and just verify whether the node is installed or not.
Yes, sir. Like, can you like,
Like those we yesterday we installed one application, the Node.js environment from nodejs.org, correct? And we install and we just checked.
yes, sir.
We checked like how the sun is sending. You can see. You can check the node version by node hyphen version, and no and for to verify the npm hyphen version, correct? We just have to ensure that we have the Node.js in our local system. Okay. Okay. Some, have you installed Node.js? Asprit, Binay. Okay, some is done. Asprit. Okay, guys. So let's start. So before I'm going to start the coding, I'm going to show you a demo. Okay, like whatever we discussed, everything here is kind of just pen and paper. Okay, so kind of drawing. So we are going to see all the things in a application. Okay, the application I'm going to share with you guys, the code, everything. So there will be today I will going to share with you, so that you can get the idea like how the things is working together. So so one more thing, have you guys installed Postman? Yesterday I told also to install it. Postman, is it installed, everyone?
No, sir, I didn't install it.
Okay, so can you download the Postman, and there will be another application. Do you guys have Visual Studio Code?
Yes, sir.
You have, nice. And anyone others? Okay, Darshan has, Sunit has, perfect. And those doesn't have VS Code, you can search like here, VS Code. We will be using this ID. This is called one ID to write the code. So you just have to install it, and after the installations, you will get kind of this interface. Okay. Okay, so these three tools we need. Like first is the Node.js environment, second is the Postman, third is the VS Code. Okay, so the Node.js is for the Node.js provides us the runtime environment, and Postman to test the API, and the third is the VS Code where we'll write the codes. Correct? We need somewhere to write the codes. Correct? Okay then. So let me show you one demo of a project. Then we are going to start by ourselves. Okay. So as we discussed, there is a client. Everyone can see my screen. Okay. So as we discussed, there is a client and there is a server. Okay. Maybe these things are new to you. Maybe these controllers, all the things. That's why I discussed everything before starting the project. The controllers, the routes, the controllers and the route models, everything is there. Okay. Just and for the front end also, there will be pages. The pages is nothing but the screens, like home screen, login screen, profile, register, everything is there. So what I will do, I will simply go. So everyone knows this terminal. So I can go here and open the terminal. I will share you this course after this session, today's session. So I will go inside server. So there is a command to run the server, npm start. So the npm that we discussed already, that will be using to start the project also. Okay, to install the plugin and to start it. Okay, so thus you can see the server is started and the MongoDB connected. Mongo is connected, means the database connection is done and the server is also started. So this currently my system is the server. Okay, so what happened, we all know the server has few all the systems, maybe it's server or your own system, all the system has few pods. Few pods are reserved for the operating system and few pods we can use to run these applications. Okay, so I have used the pod 4000. You can use whatever, like after the reserved pods, I think there is some reserved pods. So it's kind of pods or range, these are not assigned, so these are not reserved. We can use any of these pods. Okay, these are few, it's depend on the operating system, like Linux and Mac OS, like the Windows, it depend on the OS. So few ports will be reserved, so we can use like 3000 to 8000, whatever. Like I have used 4000, I can use 4001, 4002, or else 411, 4100, whatever. Okay, so we need one port to run the server. So I have started the backend server. Now I'm going to start the front end. So I will go into the client. So I have to come back from the server. Currently I'm at server location. Then I will go to the client folder. Then I will start it. The same command, because we are using Node. The command will be same for all the applications. Okay. So now see, if you can see, the backend is running on port 4000 and the front end is running on port 3000. Okay, so I can access this. So this is internally, like in my system, in my local system, two server are created. One server is for the the server for the backend, and one server for the front end. So the backend server is running on port 4000 and the front end server is running on port 3000. So when I will visit to this port, okay, when I visit, so I already logged in, so it was the home screen was coming. So this is the home screen. Okay, so this is one route, like navigation we have created in the front end. So the default will be login, because this application required authentication. The default will be login, and once I will share, give my credential to this application, once I will click login, I can see the informations, like this is to demonstrate you guys, I developed this application. There's nothing, like just you can create the post and choose the image and post it. Okay, so this is all about of this application. Okay, you can see this one is posted. So whenever I am posting the post, like this one I just posted, correct? So this one, some request will come to the backend. You can see the body data. Okay, this all the things will come to the server, and the server will manage internally and process the data and send to the front end. Okay, we will see that. But this is the home screen of this application, and whenever I will click here, and once I will click to profile, I can see my profile. Okay, then once I will go to click logout, I can log out, and I can go to register also to register my account. and I can go login. This is called routing. We discussed just now before, correct? So once I will click, you can see in the left corner, left bottom corner, there is a link coming localhost 3000/login. So these all the things are linked. So when we click, it will send to the respective screens. So these also these screens are also created in the front end, and we have added in the routing. Okay. So I'm going to show you like how the data is going to the server from the web front end. See, I have written my email ID and my password. When I click login, see, this is the backend URL. This is the backend URL, correct? The backend is running on 4000 port, and this is the path login. And there is another called the payload. You can see the email. This is, as we discussed, this is the JSON schema. Okay, the email is going there and the password, and after that it is giving one token that we discussed. This token will have the information about the user. We can put whatever we want in this token by doing the code. Currently I have just added the user ID and the name. So this is how the data we pass in the backend path. And then after, you can see there is another API is called post. Let me refresh it. So this is also one API call, backend API call. This is to fetch the post. You can see the path like 4000 and post. This is the version number. We can version. Let's suppose this is the first release. That's why I have given version 1. And if there will be another release, I will change it to version 2. That also we can change. And this is the path of the post, which is giving nothing but a list or array of object. Let's suppose if I will open this one recently that we just posted, you can see the description is the DGFDG, correct? And there will be image also. This image is coming from the backend only, and there will be title. The title we are not showing, and the time, like when it is created. Okay, like the created at, so it is created just now, so it is just now. Okay, and you can see I just posted this 1 day ago. So these things are coming from the server, and we are just displaying in the front end. Okay, is everyone clear till now?
Sir, I am little bit of in a confusion state, sir.
Okay.
Sir, you taught us like the how to create this, or like you taught us various applications of the like
No.
what the words meant.
Okay. Actually, we discussed how the things work together. Okay. Now I'm just giving you one demo. This one we can create. Like this one, I only developed this part. Correct? I'm just giving you demo that I have created. After this, we are going to create the server also, which will accept the request and process the data and send response to the client. Okay.
Sir, that localhost dot 3000 that you created by yourself.
Correct.
Okay.
You can
Like,
run every port actually. So I have chosen 4000. You can choose 4001. Like after for all the OS, actually in my case, I'm using Mac OS, so it has few reserve port. Maybe till 100 or 1200, some reserve ports are there. After that, I can use all the port. So whenever in case of server, you have to run in a port. Correct.
sir, bot means like this thing, chatbot time.
No, port is like all the system has few port. Let's suppose I'm running this one. This also internally running in a port. Like the operating system will assign one pod to all the application. Internally, actually it does, but we don't know, we don't have idea. Correct. Currently, we created, that's why we got to know, okay, the application need to run in a pod. Okay. So when it comes about, server, we have to run the server in a pod. Okay.
Sir,
Hmm.
you are teaching us how to do that website thing.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we have the demo. Like why I shown you the demo, we discussed all the things here, correct? Like all the the routing components. So just to demonstrate these things, I just run this application that I created. Like this is one screen. We visit to different screens, and the data is coming from the server. Okay. Now what we will do, we will create one server, Node.js server, which will make request and send some response back to the front end. Okay, is it clear?
Sir, my visual code is different from that of viewers.
Really? I think it might be
Yes, sir. It doesn't. Yes, sir. It doesn't show so many options. Social, open editors, client, node modules, and all.
oh, these things.
Yes, sir.
Oh, these things we are going to create it now. This already I have written the code.
Yes, sir.
Let's suppose we visited to a screen called pages, correct? Sorry, the post home screen. See, I have created this code. I have written this code. That's why this is the postcard. If you can see here, this is one component. Okay, this is one post. This is we call one component. This is a card. The whole thing is a card, which is a component also that I have created. That's why I can see these options. Okay. Okay. Now I think it's you guys have idea now, like how the things work, how the front end back end communication happens. Okay, now I'm going to start the application. Like we'll create the server and we'll create the front end also, the back end and front end both. Okay, so everyone, like everyone install the VS Code.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So now what we'll do, I'm going to a location. Okay, so I'm okay. Prathama is okay. So you guys can go to a location like where you want to keep the project. So I want to keep my project here. Okay, maybe I will go to another location. You guys can store it, you can keep the project anywhere you want. Let's suppose I want to keep it here. So I will create one folder here. Okay, let me create the folder and give the name as maybe the social application. Okay, I have created the folder. Everyone created the folder? Okay, that's one. Okay, so make sure we follow like whatever I am doing. Then now I'm going to open this folder in VS Code so that I will write the code. Correct. So I will go here like file, and maybe in case of window it might be different, but the name will be file, I think. So you go to file, then open folder, then go to the location where you have created the folder for our project. Correct. So now I will go to that folder I have created inside this, and I will click on it and I will click open. Okay, everyone done till now? Hello guys, you can just thumbs up also if everyone is done. Okay, some yes, that's one yes. Okay, so now we don't have anything. Correct, we don't have anything means we don't have any codes written, it's fully blank. So what I will do, I will create another folder here and I will write this as server. Okay, I will keep my server code here and I will create another folder as client. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, so now what I will do, so first we will create the server. So the server is nothing like it will be running in a pod and which will be always open. Means the client can request the server and the server will give the data. Whatever the client is, the client is asking for the required information, the server will process it and give the data back. So what I will do, now I will go to this location. So I can open the terminal here by clicking new terminal, and this is the project folder. So I will go inside server. Okay, so now I am inside the server folder. Okay, so now what I will do, we know all npm, correct? So to start with any node project or any react project, so we the node package manager is responsible to create the project, is to responsible to install the plugin, responsible to run the project. Okay, are we clear? So now what I will do, I will just initialize the project. Okay, Darshan, good. Now I will initialize the project. So just write npm in it. Then I will click enter. It will ask few things. It will ask for me the package name, what you want to give the package name. I will give package name is kind of a project name. I give social application. I will give social application. Okay, now it will ask for the version. So version is 1.1.0, and I can give few description. If you don't want, you can leave it empty and click enter also. And the entry point, there will be one entry point like the home screen, kind of home page in the front end. For the backend also there will be one entry point where we will put all the routes, all the controllers together. Okay, so I will write the entry point as server.js. Till now all clear?
Sir, that mute,
Yeah, yeah.
this thing like I have a social application until that thing is I have like completed, sir. But that client thing, how did you do it, sir?
This one.
Yes, sir. Client.
No,
Sir.
see, once you created the folder, you have to open it here, correct?
Yes, sir.
So once you created the folder, you have to open in the VS Code, then you can create folder here also. It's easy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now others are clear till now. Okay, Darshan. Okay. I need few more response from everyone. Som, Sunit. Okay. Sunil. Okay. Binay. Okay. So now the entry point we have given. So this will be the starting file for our server. Now I will click enter again. No need for test command now. We haven't written any test code. Then git repository you can give it. Now I am giving keeping it blank. Keywords, keeping it blank. Keywords is for some SEO work. Author, you can give your name. So this is to give the name, and the license keep it as empty. Then is it okay? So it's giving okay, name is of social applications, version, description, main. The main file is the server.js file, and once I will click enter, it will create one package JSON file. Okay. Till now all clear? I need thumbs up. Okay, the sun is okay. So this is the file, this is the entry file, we can say. Like this file will be managed by npm, node package manager. So let's suppose like for the configuration, like we have the name, we have the version, all the related to configuration for our project will be here. And what are the plugins required? Whenever we'll add a plugin, we'll see how we can add the plugin, that also listed here. Okay, so now this file is for only configuration. So I'm just closing this file. Now what I will do, you can see here, like we have the server.js as the JS means JavaScript. Okay. If we know about JavaScript, we are going to write the code in JavaScript. Okay. So this file, you can write the Node.js. You can create the Node.js server by using JavaScript, and another is the TypeScript. TypeScript kind of, it gives some type, like in C++, we have other type like integer, string, array, all the things is there. So the same way we can use TypeScript to define the type, because because JavaScript doesn't have any type. Okay. So now I'm going to create this file, server.js. Okay. I can write like this, server.js. Everyone is clear? So this one is, you have to click on this, and now click on the file to create the file. Okay. So now my server.js file is created, and my configuration is pointing to the server.js. Now I am going to create the server, and we already discussed, to create the server we need Express.js, correct? So Express.js is nothing but one plugin. So I will go to npm and I will search here Express.js. Okay. I think I can only write Express. Yeah, only Express. So when I will click on it, you can see there is one command, how to install, and you can see how many downloads, like 27 lakh more than. So these all the downloads, like they have downloaded till now, and you can see the last published a years ago. So and you can see the documentation how to get start with Express. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy this one. Okay, I can copy this one, and I will go here and I will just paste it here. So what is this? This is npm I. I means install. Okay, the I is for the short name, like I refers to install. You can write I, or you can write npm. Then I will click enter, and you can see added 58 packages and audited these packages. So what this did, you can see there's new two files created in our folder. One is the node modules, another is the package log.json. Till now all clear? Is everyone installed this plugin?
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but like I am still in the client thing, sir.
Client things means we haven't started the client, correct? We just created the server
Yes, sir.
folder, folder. Then we we created the server folder inside the social application folder. Then we created this file. Then we initialize the project, correct?
Sir, yes, sir. Like my VS Code is this thing. It's previewing like terminal. Roman desktop social application. Like it's showing space. So
See, can you see this icons?
yes, yes, sir. I'm
Yeah,
able to see.
you just click it, click and create this folder. It's just simple to create the folders, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you create the folders, then you go to terminal and switch to server. Then inside the server, you just initialize the project, like npm init I did, correct? Then you give all the informations like this, like how I did, correct? Like I given my name here, I did npm init, correct? Then I given my package name, the description if you want to give, the version, everything. Then this file will be generated, the packagation. Then I install the npm install express, the express plugin to create our server. Okay, like is it clear, Roman?
To some extent, sir.
Okay, okay. And others, are we good? Yes, so is perfect. Darshan, yes, perfect. Okay. So, okay. So till now we are clear, but we don't have idea why these things are created and why this thing, the package log JSON also created. So let me go with the node module first. So the node module is nothing like we install this plugin, correct? Internally, this plugin internally uses a lot of things. Actually, this plugin is referred to node module. Like whatever code is required for to use this plugin, they have the like that plugin codes will be listed here. Okay, like let's suppose if you guys have knows about maybe Photoshop or anything, whenever you are downloading something, it comes with some files. Those files, but the actual files, whatever we need, we are going to use that, and the rest are we just don't care. Like we just keep it aside. So what happens, like whenever I install the Express plugin, so this plugin require few files. Let's suppose this plugin, let me go to Express. See, this plugin also created by using Node.js. Like someone has developed this plugin, we are going to use it. Like this plugin has the Express file, and we are going to we are going to use these functions. Okay, like these are provided by Express. We're not going to taking care of these files. These are the no these are the files using by the will be using by the these plugins. Okay, some you have any doubt? I'm recommended to install newer versions 10.2.0. Should I install that version? Is it npm? Some okay. Okay, no need. Like whenever you have installed the Node 18 versions, actually it comes with the compatible one. The recommended one you can install it, but still if it will be not LTS long term support, then you will face some issues. Okay, and the one you can ignore that, I guess. Yeah, you can ignore also, because these files this plugin is created by someone, so this plugin codes will be here. So we will write our own code, we will using this plugin only. We are not going to write the plugin, correct? Someone has written this plugin. So what we will do now, we are going to create the server. So this is our main file where we are going to write the code. And if we have written some code before, like let's in case of C or C++, for C we give the file like the file name .c, and for C++ the file name .cpp, correct? So like that, as we are using the are you facing an issue? Yes, yes, like how Darshan has written, like that we have to install npm install express. Okay, so this is our entry file. So the extension is JS for JavaScript. Now the thing is, we are going to use this plugin, correct? So what I will do, I will write some code. Let me write, then I will explain. Express. Okay. So this is one line of code. What it does, it will take the Express plugin. So whenever we use any plugin or any file, we have to write a require. Then we take all the things that given by Express, and this is one constant, means this is one variable. This variable is not going to change. That's why we have taken constant. We can take var also. Okay, so yours doesn't. Let me increase my font. Is it fine now? Everyone can see? Okay, okay, Darshan. So what this does, like this plugin express whatever it is giving us to create the, we have to create the server, we have to create the controller, we have to create the route, correct? So this plugin gives all the things, and I have taken this imported. We says this as importing the plugin. We have imported. Let's suppose I need in the server just, if I need in another file, I can import it. So for now, I need the Express plugin to this file. That's why I just import it to this file. And after I imported and I put everything in this variable, just kind of referencing to this plugin. So now what I will do, I will create another variable. This express actually a function. Okay, this variable is nothing but a function. So what I did, I just imported the plugin and I just call this plugin gives us one function, and this function is returning a lot of things, if you can see. So what I did, I just clicked control. I think in window it's control, in Mac it's command. When I hover on it, you can see creates an express application. The express function is a top level function exported by the express module. So the plugin express module is giving some functions also, that by using them we can create the server, we can do a lot of things. Okay, so now we have we are calling this function. This function provide us a lot of things, like one function is called listen. So this is what listen means. To listen this spot, we have seen, like I created the before I was running my backend server on 4000 port. So here actually you have to give the port number. So if I want to run at 4001, I can give like this, and 4002 I can give like this. So I will run on 4000. Okay, this function actually take the as parameter the port. You can see whenever you will hover on it, there will be one parameter port, and another is one callback. Callback is a function, like after the connection it will give the response. This is called call. It will return another function. Okay, it will return one function, means after the connection it will return one function, and I can write here console. We all know console to in case of C we have printf, and kind of in case of CPP, C++, we have C out, C in, like the input output. So in JavaScript we have console.log. So here I can write like server is connected to 4000 port. Okay, to port 4000. Now we are done with the server creation. Now the server is created. Is it clear, everyone, till now? Okay, Darshan is okay, Sam okay, and others, are we clear till now? Okay, and one more doubt, like you guys can have, okay, how I can write this code, like where to get, whenever you are visiting to this npm, you can see some documentation they give, some few documentation, like they are just importing the plugin, and he just call the express function, and this express function directly they are listening to this part. He's not giving any callback because he don't want to print it. Okay, like he don't want to, the printing is just for our confirmation. Okay, the server is connected to this part, and you can get more information also. Few they provide the documentation, like the home page, you can go to the home page. Okay, and here you will get, if you want to read few more thing, you can go inside this. You can see npm init. I just did the same thing, correct? I created my project, he given the name as my app, then he went inside this folder, then he initialized. We did the same thing, correct? So this, there is one flag, this is called flag. This means no save, means it will not save to the dependency list, but it will be create issue when we will deploy. So we are saving the plugin. Okay, then you can go next to learn a few more things. Yes, so you can change the folder name, like you can change it directly here or maybe here also, there will be no issue, and you just have to change the name here. Okay, you can change the folder name, project name, and like you can see we have done these things. This is one callback. The callback is a function. This is called JavaScript uses some ECMAScript. So according to the current version, ECMA 6, like the latest version we use, the 6 versions, currently the standard version, there's a 7 8 also developed, but the 6 is considered as standard. So this is called the arrow function. So instead of writing the function like this some old way, he has just written like this. Okay, either you can write like this or like this. Okay, this is the same, this is a function. Okay, so now we created and connected. We don't know what is this. Okay, we are going to discuss what is this. So now what I will do, I will run this project. So there is a one command to open directly the terminal, the control and tilde operator. The control plus tilde operator. Okay, to open the terminal. So now what I will do, we all know Node is the runtime environment, and we will be using Node to run this file. So when I will write node server.js, okay, see, I just write like server se, then I click tab. So when you will click tab, it will check this directory and it will pick the file in this name, like se. Is there any se file? Yes, it is there. So it will pick this file. Then you have to write node server.js. Then I will click enter, and we can see server is connected. Okay, is everyone done till now? Okay, Darshan is done, and others, Som is done. Are we doing others? Sunit, Mahalakshmi, sorry, then Som, okay, done. Sunil, Binay. Okay, then. So we just created the server, but this server, so let's suppose the server is created. So whenever any port is open, you can access in the browser. So I created this server. Okay, you can see cannot get. Are you getting this response? Okay, Dasan is getting. Som, you are not getting? Are your application running on port 4000 like here? Som? Hello, Som? Can you confirm? Okay. Okay. So this means there is no file, like we know routing, correct? We discussed what route is. So route is something. Now, till now we are done. Till now we created the server, but we don't have route like this, correct? So we don't have route. We don't have controllers. That's why it's giving cannot get, means the path. This is the path. Let's suppose when I write login, you can see cannot get login. There is no controller defined in the server that will have that will handle the login, the register. It cannot do anything, correct? And whenever this path is, whenever we give the empty path, this means the base path. This is the base URL, and the base URL is pointing to this slash. This means the base URL. Okay, so now what I will do, I will just create one endpoint. Actually, the controller is called endpoint. Now what I will do, I will use app.use. Okay, this is one function. Then I will give the path. Okay, whenever this path will be called, I will use the arrow function instead of the function. Okay. Okay. So this is a middleware. You can see this is a middleware which will, give in the callback one request and response. This may be complicated, like a little bit be problem for you guys as you guys are starting from scratch. So whenever, now our route is on this, so we just created one function which will handle this. Okay. Now what I will do, I will just a response. This means response. Okay, rest means you can write like this also, response and request. I want to show you this is empty path. This is the base path. Okay, so I'm just returning one response. Now what I will do, I will just refresh it. Oh, sorry. And when I will type, refresh it, and we can see there is no data, correct? So what we have to do, we have to restart the server. So see, I have written some code and again we have to compile it. Okay, so when we will compile it, it will update. And I just change this to response and I have to change it to response. And you can see like before I just written like res as a response and just change to response. And here you can see like response is not defined. Then when I will refresh it, see I just made another change also. You can see the log also here, like if there will be any error, you can see the error in the terminal too. You can see response is not defined, means the variable or response was undefined. Now I will run it again. Okay, now I will refresh it. Can anyone like everyone see like this is the base path? Okay, now what we did, using the path was this before. Using this path, now we are handling like we are just returning something from the server. Okay, so like we got to know response. Response is something if the, let's suppose one more thing. Let's suppose I will write like here login. Okay, this is login path. And I will just restart the server again. And I will just write here login. This is the base path. I think I have to restart it. Yes. So you can see like till like we are getting the same, correct? So this is one middleware. Actually, what happens in server, there's few methods available. Okay, let us discuss that first. There is few methods, like one is get, another is post. Okay, and there is another called delete. There's another called put. Okay, these are the most used methods. Let's suppose whenever we are making some server request, we are just doing some making some server request, we have to mention these methods. So instead of using like this, I can use like this app.get. Okay, then I will give the path name login, Then what I will do, I will just let me copy the whole thing here and I will paste it here and I will just change this to get. Okay. Now let me restart it. I think this one. Are you guys getting any response? Hello? Darshan? Som? Hello? Hello? Okay. So you can see what I did. I just commented this one. Okay. So what happens? Actually, we don't create the routes by using this. There is another thing available for the Express. Okay. That's why it was coming. So whenever, we will write, so whenever we'll give this path like the slash, it will come first here. Okay. So if I will take this to here, see, now is it working? Everyone, hello? Can you guys confirm? Like, is it working or not? Okay, Som is working. Darshan, and yours? Okay. So this is how we create the routes. But there is another better way, that is, providing by Express. Express, there is a concept called router. We will be going to use that. Before that, let me, discuss few things. We discussed Postman, correct? Last time we discussed there is a tool called Postman. So what I will do, I will just write my server path, okay, like localhost 4000, and I will just hit send. The same thing, whatever we are, whatever we have done here in Chrome, we can get the same thing in Postman also. And one thing, if you have marked, let me just change this to post. Okay, we discussed like there's a post, there's a get method, there's a post method, and we don't know what this method really do. We'll discuss it now. One more thing, before proceeding further, I want to tell you there is another plugin available. Okay, like every time we just have to exit the server and restart. Every time whenever we are making any changes, we have to restart the server, correct? For that, we have one plugin called NodeMon. Okay, so this is one plugin, NodeMon. What this does, this will, instead of running node, we will run NodeMon. By using this plugin, we can run, like whenever we will make any changes, automatically the node server will catch that changes and it will run for us. Okay, so there is two commands. For now there is two command, -g. -g means globally. So we have to install NodeMon globally because we need global. G means global. Okay, so global means, let me install it and I will just tell you what does mean global. See, we, the same way how we install Express, now we install NodeMon, but the NodeMon is not here, correct? This install globally. Globally means now I can access outside NodeMon. Okay. So what this does, like this one, when it install globally, it can detect our file, everything. We can access it everywhere. And once we install locally to this project only, then we can access through the npm. but when we install globally, we can access it everywhere, like the name, by using the name. So there is another command also. We have to use this one also. Let me install this. First, we have to install globally. Then we have to install using this command, that is npm install -- save development. See, this is, there is another object is created called dev dependencies. This is to install the, this is for to install the plugins those are required for the development. Dev dependency means development dependencies. Okay, now this will be, will be not using in the production, because production is different. Currently we are developing, that's why this tool is used for development. Like every time we have to, when we develop something, every time we have to save it and exit and again restart. So that is a problem. Like it will take a lot of time for the development if we are doing any changes, again restart everything. So now what I will do, now I will change this to like this. Perfect. Darshan, I got permission error for using -g option. Yeah. So Darshan, are you able to run it by using node1 server.js? Yes, perfect. So the permission issue, maybe you are using window. Is it clear? Yes. So what happens, whenever you are running some script, actually the windows restricted. So there will be some command you can later, use that to, give the permission to node. Okay. You can Google it and you can get one command to give the permission. Okay. So now we are done with the node1 setup. See, I just made one change. Okay, Darshan. I made one change here. And I just see, when I just click save, Control S, okay. To save, it's Control S, or either we can, save it here. Control S, and for the Mac users, they can use Command S. And when I will move to here, you can see, immediately it is reflected. I don't have to restart the server again and again. If some changes I'm making, so I don't have to, stop the server and restart it. Got it, everyone? Okay. So now, okay, Sam. Good. So now we are done with this, but we just got to know only one dependencies. So let's suppose you need another dependencies. You just use npm install the dependency name. The dependency, the second dependency we are going to use is called mongoose to connect to the database. Okay. So this is also one plugin. So let's suppose I want to install it. You guys can copy it, or you can directly go and right here npm install mongoose. Okay. So what it will do, it will just put another dependency here. You can see this is the dependency and this is the current version. Okay. So in future, let's suppose you have developed using this version, and after 2 year, 1 year, like you have to update this version. Okay. So the version is to track like whether it's old or new version. According to the version, few things they change. They improve the performance, everything they improve day by day. New feature they are adding. So we have to update the versions in after some time if we get any version. Okay. So this is how we install the plugin. Now let me again start my node1 server. So now there is a thing. I just changed this to post. Let me change this back to get, and let me change this back to post. And now what I will do, I will go to here and I will type login. See, the browser says cannot log in, but when I will go to postman and see my path is login, and there is a post method. See, whenever I will write, see here I can see the result. Sorry, I can see the result. This is the login URL, but in Chrome I cannot see, because now it comes to the methods that we can discuss it now. The get method is to fetch the response, like to fetch the data. We usually use this, but the post has few different things. Like the post is something to, when we do login, when we do register, in that time we use the post method to send some data. Whenever we want to send some data to the server, we use the post method. Or if, let's suppose, in case of login, correct, in case of login we want to send the email and the password, correct. So in this case we need the post method. We'll go for post. Okay, but in case of, if we want to display the list of products or maybe list of posts, we will go for get, because we don't need to send any data to the server, because the post, whatever you can, let's suppose the product list, there's a Flipkart product list screen, that will be same, whatever I can see, you can see also, because these are same for everyone, correct. So here we will be using the get method. So the get method actually gives some security. Let's suppose when I will use the get method, I can see everything here, but in case of post, the post method is giving us few security to attach the data and securely send to the server. Okay, so now, so we discussed, okay, the post method, we can use it to send some data to the server. Now we are going to see how we can really attach the data to the server. Okay, so everyone, like if you can, if you have opened the postman, you can see here there's a params, there's authorization, there is a header, there's body. So I will go to body, then I will go to raw. I want to send JSON. We discussed like the communication between, currently the postman is the client. We haven't started developing the front end. Okay, so now what I will do, I selected here JSON as we discussed before, like the JSON will be using to communicate between the server and the client. So now I will just give my email, like, okay, and I will give my password. Okay, but now I am going to send it, but still I cannot see anything. Can I see any data? Cannot see, correct. I have to capture this data, as we discussed previously, like I have to capture data and I have to see in the database. Okay, so for that, what I have to do, see, this is the function. Now the request come into picture. Actually the request, if I'm going to print the request, I'm just console the request. I can see here now, I'm just clicking send. Can you guys see a lot of thing here? You can see a lot of thing, like lot of thing means few, the like, see, this request is made from the postman. So this will be some information about the postman, like who is the client and what he is looking for. Okay, you can see the user agent postman, and whenever you are trying to access in the mobile app or any developed own web applications, then there you can see the user agent. Now the user agent is postman. Okay, so now I want to see the data that I sent. For that, there is a, see, when I just clicked dot, I can see a lot of things, correct. There is a parameter, there is a body, there is a query, there is URL. Let's suppose when I just selected URL, okay, and now I will send again. Can you see, guys, the login? Okay, so the URL, whatever the user has written here, the URL, you can see it here, but we need the data. The data will come in body because we have sent in the body data. So now if I will click send it, still I cannot see. Okay, because why? This we are using Express. Okay, we have to set up few things to accept this body data. By using Express, I will just enable the use is a middleware. I can write this many times. So what I will do it, I will just write express.json. So what I did, I just configured JSON data communication for Express. Now I will go and just send it. Can you guys see the information? Okay, Darshan, okay, and others, some okay. So we are getting something correct. So whatever the data, let's suppose you developed one route. Let's suppose you developed the register route and you need the name of the user and the email of the user, password of the user, correct? So by using the request.body, you can get the data. And one more thing, like let's suppose I write like this. So this is the route parameter. Okay, this is query parameter. So route parameter will be like this. Route parameter will be like this. This is the path, this is the parameter. But you might have seen like a lot of places in the websites, they are taking the parameter like this. So to access, we can access this also. So if I will go to here like query, I will just this is the query parameter and I will click send again. See, I can see it. So in the query parameter, maybe later if you want to display the product detail. Let's suppose the product, we just take product ID. Okay, and this is the product ID. See, so using this product ID, we can internally process something and send the, we can internally ask the database, okay, this is the product ID and send me the details of this product. Okay, then in the response we can give the all the informations. So this is how we can take the data. And if I am going to send the request dot body, in this way we can send the response back. Okay, what I did, I just instead of before I was just returning the string, now I'm returning the whole body, the JSON. And let's suppose I created another let data equal to my name Ajit, and the workshop is full stack. I want to send this. Okay, so I just put it here and save it. Okay, I'm just saving it here by using command S. Okay, then when I will request, I can get this. Correct? Till now, everyone clear? Darshan, Som. Okay, Darshan is good. Som is good. And others, are we trying? I'm not getting any response from others. Vinay, I think we are very less people now. Okay, Vinay, Som, and Darshan. Okay. So now we discussed like how we can create the server. See, till now we don't have any database, correct? We are just returning the the data whatever we have just written here. But till now there is no database come into picture. We will discuss it like the database after this discussion. Then what I will do, now I'm going to the front end. Okay, so for the backend we just created the server and we just created few routes, correct? And let's go to the front end part. So we know we are using React. Can I ask some question like Darshan, Som, Vinay, are you guys have used before React? Have you created something using React? Darshan, Som, Vinay?
So Ajit, both of them responded on chat. Says
Oh,
no.
oh, sorry. Okay, okay.
Even Vinay as
The
well.
chat was hidden actually here. So okay then. So okay, it's fine. So now what we will do, we created this API. Currently, this is the API. Now we are going to use this API in the front end. Okay. So what I will do, I will now go to this my base path, the social application. Let's do one thing. I'm going to delete the client. Okay. I just deleted. See. Now we will create one React application for the front end. So for that, there is another command called npx. So npx is kind of same as npm. So I will use npx create react app. This is clear. We can either use npm. If I will use npm, I have to install this. This is one plugin also. If I'm going to show you guys, see, this is one plugin also. What you have to do, you have to install it globally. So instead of, let's suppose you need some plugin. Let's suppose I need node 1. I don't have to install also sometime. Let me go inside server. I will just write npx node 1, then server.js. See, it started working. The thing is, what it will do, it will, use the online repository. Okay. So because currently, if I'm talking about the npx create react app, it is we haven't installed yet, correct? So what it will do, because we don't need it most of the time, that's why I have used npx. Like if I'm going to install it, then I can access like this, create a react app. Okay, then I can write the project name. But the thing is, I don't want to install it. I want to use npx to create the project. Then I will just give the project name client. Okay, then I will click enter. See. Okay, Darshan, okay. Som, are you okay? Okay. So now if you can see the npx, that is node package kind of manager also. So it is internally installing the React DOM, the React script, everything. Do you guys know about DOM? Anyone heard of DOM? Som, Vinay, Darshan. Okay. Okay. DOM is something like whenever we see anything in the browser, see, I want to, whenever I click it, okay. So the DOM actually render all the elements in the browser and it handles, yes, HTML DOM, correct. You are correct. So document object model. So whenever I do anything here in the browser in any website, so the DOM actually render everything and the click events, everything that handles by the DOM. And if I'm just adding any element, that is also adding by the DOM to, in our website by the DOM. So React uses few DOM also. There is a one concept, as you said, HTML DOM. There is a virtual DOM, virtual document object model. So what happens whenever we make some changes, instead of rendering all the things to browser, the virtual DOM will only change that particular element. Let's suppose this is a, if we know about the HTML element, this is a h1 tag. If I just change this one, instead of changing these things, it will only update this one. So in this way, React optimize, it's more, the performance is more better than others. Okay, that's why React uses the virtual DOM. So if you can see, I'm done with the project creation for the React. Are we clear till now? Darshan, Som, Vinay, Anil. Anil, I think now joined.
Hello.
Hello, yeah. Yeah, hi, Anil. Anil. Hello.
Is there any way? Yeah, I want to know how to connect the front end. If it's on the front end, you can say the books.
Correct.
bootstrap customized front end is using, then how can I connect it with the backend?
Actually, your voice is not clear. Anil, can you repeat again? I think internet problem maybe. Are you asking like how? Yeah, yeah. Continue. Yeah, audio is breaking actually. Can you write in the chat? Your your voice is breaking, Anil. Yeah, I think you can write in the chat. I will just answer it. Okay. Your voice is breaking, Anil.
Yeah, yeah. Breaking.
Yes. So Darshan, you are done. Okay. So once you will done with the project, create. Yes, yes, Anil. Hello.
I drop a message personally to the issue so that because there is
Your
network issue.
Anil, your voice is breaking. Maybe you are not in a good internet area, maybe. Actually, your voice I cannot hear properly. Can you write in the chat if you can hear me?
Yes, yes. Wait, I will write.
Oh, now it's good, I think. Okay. So after you created the front end, you can see something like this. The same like how we created, but the thing here, few things are already created because we install the React internally. The create React app plugin install the necessary things, those are required for the React application. The same thing, like there will be name, we have given client. Okay, the version, is it private? Yes, it is private. And the dependencies, how to connect a ready-made front end and a web or app to backend server-side and database. Okay, so it depends on it. Like let's suppose, okay, the database is Mongo. Can you tell me what is the front end, the technologies? What are the technologies used for front end and the backend also? The database is Mongo, okay. So these are the plugins internally React is using. So we created we created this project using create a React app. So the create React app is responsible for to install these things. The React, first of all, we need React, correct? And the React DOM that we just discussed, the virtual DOM. So the React DOM. There's another name called virtual DOM. So the React script. So we need a React DOM to render on the browser, and we need React script also because we have to run it. So we cannot run directly by using Node. So we will use React script to run it. And the web vitals is some informations like we will be using internally by the React. Okay, and these are for the testing library. So if you want to write the test cases, so you can use this library to write the test cases. And here you can see there is some script. Okay, the script is start. Actually if we can come here, like in the server, we haven't written any script. We can write script also, like let's suppose I will write it here start. Okay, and I will write here node mon server.js. Okay, and instead of what I was doing before, I was just writing node1 again, server.js. So simply I just can write start. Okay, so these are the script which will be easier for us to use. Let's suppose I want to use another script. I want to use development. Let's suppose in start I will be using node, because in the when we'll deploy the application, we don't need to start the server again and again. So we will be choosing node, and in case of development we need node mod, correct? So I will run by using npm run dev. You can use like this also, npm start, but the start is default. So npm, when you write start, you don't need to mention the run. But if I write npm dev, then it will not work. So I have to write run. Okay, you can see this is connected. The same thing, like the React has created a few script for us, like you can see that start, and there's build to build the project. There's another concept called build, we'll discuss it later, and there's a test to test the project, and there is eject. Okay, these are the script created by React, and these are some linting. So actually there's a concept called ESLint to properly format the code. React uses ESLint, like it configured by itself, and these are for the production development, like some list, like you can see whenever there will be some performance issue, it will just display. Okay, so this is the package JSON file, but we discussed about the package log JSON. Package log JSON actually, what it do here when we install Express, correct? So Express internally uses this set of dependencies, correct? The Express is you can create one dependency and you can push it here also, but to create some plugin you need another plugins, correct? So internally it uses, that's why the package log JSON is for the node module. It is not for us. For us, this one for the internal plugin, those we have installed. Okay, see, for Express we just install and started using, but internally it using a lot of dependencies. Okay, so the same like for React also, the package JSON log is created. You can see this is too big. Okay, so internally it is using a lot of packages. So now I'm going to run the React project. So I will go inside client, and we have the scripts, correct? We have the script like start. So what I will do, I will write npm start. And now what I will do, I will go to that location. See, the project is started. Okay, is it clear, everyone? Darshan, Som? Okay, the front end is HTML or Flutter app. Okay, you want to connect to the backend. If the backend, Anil, if the backend will be Node.js, you can use directly the URL, like the server. You can, let's suppose for the mobile case, you have to deploy it somewhere. Maybe you can go for some cloud or maybe some shared hosting according to your front end technologies. If it is Node.js, if you have to take some clouds and run it there, and though you will get some URL. Like currently we are using these URLs, correct? You will get somewhere like this is the local host, because we are developing in our local system. If that will be in a server, the address will be different. So you can directly use in your mobile applications, correct? And if you haven't developed the server, you have to develop the server. Okay, because you cannot get the ready-made server. Is it clear, Anil? Anil, I think you need to connect using API. Yes, it is correct. Okay, so now we started the front-end server. I think the time is going to finish. Can I ask? Let me give some time. Vikram, hello.
Yes, Ajit.
Can I take 15-20 minutes more to show them like how we connect to the server?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, there's a lot of things there, so it's a bit difficult to manage everything in the short time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone. So now what we will do, something you can see like this is free given by the React. What I will do, let me close everything now. See, in the server we have the server.js, the entry point, but in case of the React application, the index.js is the entry point. Okay, so React uses See, now you can see the import, how we imported here. We imported here like using the require, but React uses importing by using this import command. You can use this same also in Node, but this you have to configure. This is the ES6 standard, like how we discussed the arrow function, correct? This is one of ES6 ECMAScript 6. If you will browse to ES6 setup in Node.js, okay, you can do the same setup in the Node application. So you just have to put few things. I think that will be okay. Create the entry point, install modules. That's perfect. Then we have to set up some configuration to enable that. I think these things you have to install. The Babel CLI, Babel preset, ECMAScript, these things you have to install it. So we are not going to use ES6 for the backend, but the frontend use internally the ECMAScript 6. That's why the import is different. Like how we importing in the server, like the backend code using require, but here it is using import React from React, import React DOM from React DOM / kind. So this is the CSS file, one CSS file here created. Okay, we all know CSS. So this one, the file external CSS he created, and it is internally using in this file index file by using import index.css. And we imported, there's another component, this is called component, where we actually write the code. So this one also imported by this. And see, the code will be same like HTML, like there will be the opening tag and the closing tag. Okay, only difference will be the syntax. So this one is the entry point. We don't have to do anything here because this one React is taking care of, like he's creating the React DOM, and there is one root component. This is called root component. When we'll open this one, see, here is our code actually. Whatever we can see it here, we can whatever is here we can see it here. So what I will do, I will just remove everything here from here. Okay, I don't need the CSS also. Let me remove all the CSS, and I just removed all the code also. I removed everything. Okay, so the React, whatever view we can see now, it's nothing. I cannot write directly like h tag and say hello. See, it will give error. It will say like we are using like this is the root component, and it's saying the root component is not fine. There is nothing exporting from the root component. So everything, the view we can see in case of React, everything we call as component. So this is a component. So for that, what I have to do, I have to create the component. The create component is nothing but one function. Okay, so I can write like this: function app. Okay, and I will return a view called maybe h5 h1. Okay, still if I'm doing saving it, I just saved it. Okay, and we don't need node1 here. So the React script is taking care, like whatever you are just writing, when you will click save, automatically it will render to the browser. But still the same issue. So what is saying? Export default. It's saying there is nothing like the this is the root component. So we are nothing exporting nothing from here. So this one, the component is created, but we haven't exported it yet. So what I will do, like I will write export default app. And one more thing, you can see hello world. Okay, so this is the base structure for a component. Let's suppose I want to create another component. Okay, the component name is user. user.js, and I will write the same, like I will create the function as user. Okay, then I will return view. Like view will be, maybe let's take as a UL, like the list, another list. Then I will give my name. So now my name is Ajit, and I am going to return this export default user. This is the simple way, but this is not the efficient way. I will show you how we can do in the efficient way, like I have done in the project, because once we'll have this idea, we can directly move to that project. We all know like 6 hours is not enough for the full stack development. So what we can do, like whatever is required to understand the code. See, if I will directly start from the project like that I have developed, it will be difficult for you guys to understand. That's why we are going through the fundamental. We know how the server is created, how we can send the data now, and thus the thing is now is we created the front end, and we just need to communicate between the front end and the back end. So that one we are going to do, and tomorrow we will be doing nothing. We will just going through the code like that I have done already. How you can write the better way, how you can organize your components, how you can put different in the proper place of all the things. And there is a one UI framework, UI framework that is called Ant Design. That today I will be giving some tasks to you guys to explore that. Okay. Now I have created. I want to use this component to inside this component. I can only see hello world. See, I will write this as my profile. See, there's my profile came. Now what I will do, I will just write user. I think this one, let me just write, I will just explain why I just did this. Okay. So what it was giving, one error it was giving. Okay. See, this is 2 elements. And what React says, JSX. So whatever, see, this is JavaScript, but we are writing the HTML tag. This is HTML tag. This is called JSX. Okay. So the JSX allows us to write the element, but when we write the element, JSX needs one parent element. There is no parent element now. This is 2 elements. So we have to use some parent element. You can use div also. You can use div. But you can use div also. See, my profile, name Ajit, correct? But the thing is, I am using this one. This is called fragment. This is given by React. Okay. Or either you can use this or you can use this. But using fragment is more good. Like the claims like fragment is more, they gives more, this is more like they gives more for the performance oriented. The fragment is good. Okay. Till now, everyone is clear? Is it clear, everyone? Okay, Swam is clear. Darshan? Okay, I need some. Oh, undefined. Do we get access to session recording? Is a little bit difficult to allow through the React, but okay. Okay, Darshan, like, is there any doubt? You can ask me. We have done nothing. Like, we just created the React app by using npx. Then we just saw like this is the root file. We are not going to do anything because here we are creating the React DOM. But this one, like this one is the root file, the app.js. This will be the root file. Like let's suppose there will be home screen, there will be header, there will be footer. All the things will be linked here to make it full complete web page. Okay, Darshan, is there any doubt? You can ask me also. Darshan, the entry point is this one, index.js. Okay, actually what happens, see, now we are displaying on the browser, if you know the HTML DOM, correct? But we have to create the React don't use HTML DOM. React use the virtual DOM. That's why here React is creating the virtual DOM, and this is the entry point. You can see this is the entry point, but internally this is the main component. We can say this is the main component. This main component in this is a component. Okay, inside that we have added another component like user. Like that component will have the user profile. You can say like this one is the header, this is the body. When we'll design the application, I will show you like how I have divided into the header and the main and the footer. Okay, so we can create it create in different components. Like what I will do, if I will write all the code here, it will become big, correct? And also we need to navigate to different screens. There's another thing also, routing. We are going to discuss it tomorrow. Okay, is it clear, Darshan? Okay, Darshan, that's good. Now the thing is, we have this, correct? Now let's do one thing. Let's connect our front end to backend. So in the backend, I'm just creating another. Okay, you guys also can do with me. I just copied and paste here. I will paste it here because this one will come first. So I will just write the profile, and what it will do, it will return me the name Ajit and the email as Ajit Pradhan 925. Okay, this is my mail. I want to get this data in front end. I want to show. See now our please write everyone if anyone is typing. So now the front end is running, but we have to run the backend also. Let me go inside backend, that is the server, and I will just start the server. Okay, now the server is started, and this is the path, the routing path profile, which will return the name and the email. So once I will go to here, if I am changing it to like profile, and this is the get method, I can see my name and email. This name and email, like currently this is also one kind of API calling, but we are using Postman. Now we are going to use our front end to make the request. Okay, so now what I will do, we cannot directly make the request. Actually we can make, there is another plugin available also. The pre-made, there is an pre-made plugin is there called Fetch. Okay, we can use Fetch also, but we generally avoid using Fetch because Fetch has very less configuration. It's not that much, when it come to real world project, we need a lot of things to do. We need to manage the we need to attach the header, we need to attach a lot of tokens, some middleware, a lot of things we need. So the pre-made plugin Fetch doesn't have that feature, but for now we are going to Fetch because we will just make the request like this, and we'll just display the data in the UI. There is another plugin. There's a lot of plugin actually, but there is another we are going to use that I have used in that project called Axios. Okay, this is the HTTP client. See, whenever we are requesting this API, we are making some HTTP request. You can see this is the HTTP request. The status is 200, means it's success. Okay, the sometime if we are getting some error, so the status will become 400, 500. Okay, to differentiate between the success and the error message. And this is the plugin called Axios we will be using to make the request. And if you can see here, it's difficult to if we are going to use the Fetch. See, there's no way we can mention the either it's get method or post method. Like how we are mentioning here the get and post, here it's a bit difficult. We can do that, but a lot of configuration is required. So that's why they already developed few plugins like Axios. Like by using it, we simply can make the request more easily. You can see Axios.get, Axios.get, Axios.post. We can use those method very quickly. So, but now let's use the Fetch one. Okay. Now what we will do, I will make the API call here in the app.js. Actually, whenever we create some component in React has some life cycles. See, now what I will do, whenever I will visit through the app.js, I need to make the API call, correct? So there is a one lifecycle method called use effect. So what this will do, this will run whenever the application will enter to the component, this will run. Let's suppose I just written like this console.log. That's why I given the video yesterday. If you guys have done with the basics, then we could have start with the project that I have developed, correct? So all the video that I shared yesterday was all about this only. Okay, entered to app component. These are basics actually. So now what I can do, I will go and inspect it, and in the console I can see enter to app component. Okay, so this is one lifecycle method. If you can see accept a function that contains imperative, this is very difficult, don't read that. So this is one lifecycle method. You can do a lot of things by using this. Let's suppose when we enter to Flipkart, correct? When we enter to Flipkart, this is a component, the home component, and when we enter, it fetches all the data. So using this component, we can do whatever we want when we enter to the page. Okay, so I will use fetch, and here I will give my server URL. This is my server URL. Okay, and I will write then, means it will make the request. Then so see, so what fetch will do, it will make the server request, but we have to get the response. Either the response will success, or it will get the error. If it is getting success, we'll get some response. Okay, then the response, we will convert the response as JSON, because everything we are dealing in the front end and back end is in JSON only. The data, the communication data between the front end and the back end is JSON. So now this is the data. Okay, then here I will get the data. I'm just display, I'm just doing it fast to show you, then I will explain. I can use CLG for the faster writing code. There's the shortcut. Now I will go to here. Okay, sorry, my bad. See, this one I have done. If I can go, I'm going to here, you can see there is one HTTP. See, this is the, let me again click. You can go to that by clicking inspect. You can inspect the element. If you guys have done before, you can inspect the element. And if I'm going to the network tab, if I will refresh it, okay, this is live now, because there's one error, that's why it's coming. When I will go to here, you can say there is one request made by the front end application, but this request is giving some error, that is called coarse error. What happens when you are trying to access the front end, trying to access the back end, but the back end actually, due to some security, taking care of some security, it will not allow. It will only allow those IPs, those are whitelisted. But currently, what we will do, we will allow to all the clients. Let's suppose there is one requirement, you want to allow this, in one organizations, you want to allow to only them. So you have to put that IP, and we can say, okay, this will be only allowed to these organizations. So for now, our server is not allowed to the browsers. Okay. So what we will do now, there is one plugin to by using that we can give those permissions so that the front end can access it. So that is called course. Okay, you can click on it and you can read more about it, what is course. So what I will do, I will just copy it and I will go to the front back end. I will write npm I course. This one is installed. If I'm going to here, you can see express, sorry, the course. Now what I will do, I will go to the server.js and I have to put it in, I have to import it, correct? To make it work like how we have done for the express. To make it work, I will use I will just import it, require and cos. So what this does, this will import the cos from this node module directory. Then I will give this to express. What I will do, like what I'm doing here, I have taken the cos. This is a function also, okay? This is a function also. I have given to the express middleware. So what I'm saying, like, okay, express, use this as one, call this function. Whenever whenever the API request will come, any server request will come, you first make it, convert it to JSON, and then just, allow, give the permission, okay, in all the request. Whenever any request will make, this will be, first done, then this will be executed, okay? So now, is it clear till now, Som, Darshan? I will give you the codes also after the call. I will push it to the Git and I will share to you. I hope like you guys might be getting the recordings also. Som, Darshan, is it clear? Okay, Darshan. Okay. Okay, so we now just given the permission, like now all the client can access our backend. So now what I will do, I will just, run the application, the backend application again. Now I will go to here and I will refresh it. And now you can see there is some response came. See the response. Ajit and the email and the password. Sorry, the name and email, correct? So this is the actually the request came to here. And how you will know, okay, the request came. So what I will do, I will just make console here. Okay, request made. Oh, sorry, my bad. So this is supposed to be here. Request made for profile. Okay, we want to see and who made the request. Okay, I want to see profile made by, I want to see okay. So the header actually consists of a lot of information about the client. So whenever the API request will be made, that this console will work. Okay, request made for profile by this user agent. So now I will just refresh it. Now if I'm going to here, okay, I think the console is not coming. Oh, sorry, my bad. I just changed before, like the script I changed, correct? So I'm using Node. So whenever I will do any changes, I have to stop the server and run it again. So I will use the dev script. Okay, now I will just refresh it. See, 2 times the request made. Okay, and why 2 times the request made, we'll discuss also. When I will refresh it, 2 times, see the request made for profile by Mozilla 5.0 Macintosh Intel processor, Intel Mac OS. Okay, this all the information. Chrome, you can see, and Safari is just giving all the information. So this is the user agent, like who made the request. So now till now we have made the server call. Now let's suppose whenever let's suppose I will write the login, okay, and the login is post method. Oh, we cannot do by using fetch. So that we can give this one empty path. So you can see fetch and in the preview, in the response it is coming. This is the base path, and here you can see. Okay, that is not a JSON. That's why it's giving error. because we are in the profile API, we are returning the JSON, correct? So now what we will do, we want to display data to here. Okay, there is a concept called state. See, till now the data is here. I cannot directly use here like data.name. It will give error. And this is this bracket, the curly bracket is used to display the data. Okay, like any variable, if you have, let's suppose here I have one variable I want to display. I will just write in the curly bracket. So currently the data is not accessible to this. This is the functional scope. There's no global scope. So what we will do, there is a concept called state in React. There is a concept called state available. So whatever the data you want to put in the component and want to access in any element, you can create the state. So I will write like response. Okay, response data. So this will give the variable name. Then you can set the response data. Set response data. And there the state, we like how this is one hook, we call this hooks. Okay, so today I will request you guys to go to understand, to read more about the hooks. This is called hooks, and there's another hook called a state, and I want to give as empty as the initial state. So what I will do here, I will just set the response data here to the data. Okay, and then I will use this one. Now let's see. Can you guys see my name? Okay, so what we did here, we made the request and we got the response, and those response we just stored in a local state. Okay, so why we use state? Why we don't use one variable like this where abc equal to Ajit? Why we didn't use? Let me show that also, why we haven't used that. You can see Ajit, correct? So if somewhere, let me do one thing. If the response is coming, I will write Darshan. Okay. See, the response already came from the server, but still the server, the Darshan, the variable Darshan is not updating. So what if I will do? What if I will do the use the state? So there is an called abc set abc. So I will write here set abc Darshan, and I will remove this one. Now I will, you can see this will be string, not the object, because the name, you can see initially it will be Ajit. Initially let me just make it, it's so fast. Actually the whole thing happens in milliseconds. You can see the request, the response, when the request made to the server and till the response coming is taking only 23 millisecond. It's a fraction of time. Okay, so that's why it's getting update. We are not able to see. If I'm going to comment this one, see, there's nothing. If I want to see, okay, if I want to see this Ajit, I have just given the the initial value. This is the initial value. Okay, and if I can see Ajit, and suddenly changed into Darshan. Okay, when the request is coming. Okay, this is how we make the server call, and we catch the response coming from the server to a local state. Now I want to tell you one more thing, and after that we are going to close this session. Okay, end this session, and I will request you guys, I will share a few resources today. So I will request everyone to go through the shared resources. So now what I want to do, see, this is still showing Ajit because this component, user component, has the hard-coded data, hard-coded value Ajit. If I will write here Darshan, still it will be Darshan. But what I want, initially it will be Darshan. Okay, let's suppose there will be another, okay, let's keep as Darshan. And if I want to and in the backend I will change my name to Shom. Okay, so what will happen, I want to see initially initially it will be Darshan, but when the request will come from the backend, it will change to some. Okay, email. These are the basic things we have to know before going to that project. Okay, so now see the request is made and we have a console one there. If the response is coming and the response is there also, if the response in here in the user in the app.js, you can see this is the console. Okay, but the thing is we have to send it to this component, correct? Because this is another component. We cannot there is no LIUL like the listing. There's no listing. I can say that I cannot display to the, but I can see, I can show here, but I want to use this component to display the profile information. For this there is a concept called props. We can send the data, like let's suppose I want to send the user the user is the response data. Okay, I send to the here. If I will go to inside the user and I want to check, I want to check it, so then I will get here the user, whatever I sent from the app.js, I can get it from here. Okay, if I will console it and I will go here, let me just make it like this so that I can get user. Okay, but still it is empty. Now let me go to the app.js. So it is there actually the response data, but here it's coming empty. Because why? We are going to see now also. Why are we not calling profile within the user component? Yeah, that is a good question actually, Darshan. But let's see, now we have only one user, correct? If there will be, let's suppose 10 or 20 user, okay, so we can call the API here and we can put one loop and we can send the response. Okay, is it clear, Darshan? Yeah, okay, so now we are sending the data to here, but we are not getting it, correct? Now what I will do, let me remove this props. Okay, yeah, still it's empty. Somehow it's not updating actually. For that there is a reason also. Interesting. Okay. This is coming undefined. Somehow this is coming undefined actually. There should be the user. If I'm going to send here like this email. Okay. Like this, I can get it, correct? But when I send it, this response, I'm unable to get it there. Oops. Okay, this is related to the fetch API. That's why we avoid to use the fetch API. Okay, so generally we can send like this, like how I send it here, like the email. Okay, so I send the email here, and I can get over here the one I console here, correct? But tomorrow actually I will show you like we will be using the Axios. So for now what I will do, like how you said the sun, I will just take this one. Okay, I will take this and I will put it over here, and for now I will just comment this out, and I will put here like the response data. uh, Got it. Did you guys understand what I did, the mistake? Darshan, Som? What I did, it was it was a response data. So I just setting the response data, the empty. It was empty, correct? I have to set the data, like whatever I got from the response, mistakenly I just written the response data. That's why I was not getting in the props. Now you can see I am getting the props. Okay. It's my bad, like I just did the mistake. So now what I can do here, what I can do here, like props dot user dot name, correct? See, it was Darshan before, correct? So what I will do, it's Darshan. Then when I will just write it, when the API response will be called, see, it's changing to Som. The same way, I will just write like props.user.email. Okay. Som@gmail.com. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Darshan, Som. Okay. Correct. Nice. So I think hope you guys understood like how we communicate the between the client and the server. It's pretty clear. Like we just created the endpoints and we just call the endpoints. It's simple. Like how we discussed over here. We just made it. This whole flow we made it through the code. But as we don't have backend, we have a backend, but we don't have database connected. So we don't have any database connection, so the data will be not persistent. Like I cannot add the data, I cannot add user, I cannot see the list of user added users. Those things I already have done, so we have very less time. So tomorrow I will be displaying, I will be show you guys how you guys how you can create a different route and how you can connect to the database to store the database, everything. Okay, so this was the like the basic things. So I was expecting from you guys yesterday that I shared the link, that I thought you guys will be understand, like you guys have went through the video, so that I will be starting the project. But this whole thing I explained in that video that I said. That videos are of mine also. I created it a long back ago. Okay, is it clear? Som, Darshan, Binaya is there. Okay, thank you. Okay, I hope like tomorrow we'll get to know a lot of things. Do you guys need this code that we just did? Okay, then. So what I will do, I will just share to I will just push it to the GitHub, and I will give you. And tomorrow I will give you one small session also, how you can do the, I will push the code and how will pull the code, everything. Okay. Okay then. Okay. Thank you, Darshan. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Anil, Binaya. Thank you, Vikram. I think hope we can end this session.
Yes, Ajit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really, it
yeah,
was a wonderful session,
yeah,
and all the participants enjoyed.
yeah.
So,
Hope.
participant, I will like kindly request you to please fill the Google form. I have shared the link in the chat. So it will help us to improve our session in the next. So thank you so much for your participation. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, like